You know what else is hard to make with pixel art for me anyway? Chairs. Even though I have made a bunch of chairs, as is to be expected of an RPG Maker game, but as we get into Cthulhu Exquisite Taste, 3 custom mysteries, and random item stats, let's at least remember Cthulhu Exquisite Taste before we move on here. Otherwise, we are repeating a custom character for the sake of, I swear it's not because the bullets exist, it's because I just want to. So, Exquisite Taste. Yeah, I forgot for a moment there. And let's see. And then as we get into Cthulhu Exquisite Taste random item custom character with 3 custom mysteries this time. Again, if I fat finger a custom mystery, hopefully it's not the last one, because that will allow me to at least, like, if I go, oops, this was supposed to be my 3rd custom mystery, but then I have a mystery left, and there's a custom mystery there, I can at least make up for it there. Light, dexterity, knowledge, 2nd encounter, charisma, maybe 2nd mystery? But with what we have, we're probably just going to end up taking 6 stamina, 3 reason. 2 knowledge does not lend itself to 8 knowledge. Getting 8 knowledge, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Illegal Den, and we want to leave rest. Exquisite Taste makes me sad because, well, I can't get my cigarettes. But then I also have to choose between home and prepare. And then, yeah, also vending machines. If you want to grab a brick, but now it costs Doom to get a brick, and you can't spam bricks, so hey. But that was to be expected. That was an exploit. In fact, I was using, as much as I talk about house rules on not doing things like a certain character being able to use spells infinitely and things of that nature, I was using brick in the vending machine. But that was more, I mean, I guess it was an oversight. Metamorphosis, Household Hell, Shiba's story, and television. Well, there are bosses everywhere. I'll save Metamorphosis for later. Shiba's we can actually get away from, so I don't really mind that. That means I need to take television and or story. I usually call mysteries by the last word of the mystery name, but just in case of robots, that's why you hear me say television instead. Although story is just as bad, so I guess that's the nicer one. I mean, Metamorphosis is the nicer one as well. They're all bad, but you get the point. I would rather take television or Metamorphosis before story. Even though the enemies separately aren't the worst things, although they are, in story, from what I am experienced with, they still do 2 all damage, and that's not great. So, oh, that's right. By the way, we have random item stats. I guess we can try firing. With smaller weapons, your fire action does less damage, but it's still, like, if your semi-auto does 2 here, I should be looking to do a thing. Otherwise, I mean, I guess we'll find out in the the boss of this mystery, really. Because we just can't keep firing the... You can't fire, or you don't want to... I would not advise firing in the middle, because the ringing ears status effect is quite harmful. That being said, we're dying here anyway, so you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna risk these 2 curses. If they're double flashbacks, I mean, sure. But really, we want to make sure actually we have 6 funds, and we can't do that. So, I mean, I'll hold on to 4 funds for the moment, but we either need CQC training or we need something else. I don't think there are any other roles here, really, so we just move on. The alternative action that I need to think about here as I village max threat level myself to Doom is whether or not I want to spend funds getting experience. That's a very specific thing here. I could just end up dying immediately because of reason here, but let's find out. Nobody you know, because we have charisma. Not that it really matters too much. Ritual materials is for experience, so yeah, we're gonna rush the experience here. We're not gonna go for the thing. So 4 funds, 44 experience, pretty good. Unfortunately, and then we fail the charisma check. We rolled an 11 there, by the way. Unfortunately, yeah, so 7 damage, really just 7 damage. I can't even fit 2 fire actions, that's why even having 10 bullets, unless it's a rifle, and even then it's kind of iffy. Basically you want to do at least 15 damage per turn when you're doing a big action like this, fire specifically. That's why I put it out of my mind. Like, when I get a gun, I'm not looking at the bullets most of the time, unless it's maybe the sports rifle and the old shotgun. But the old shotgun, those are exceptions to the rule. Like, in general, I still don't like them. Or I don't like firing weapons. So, although it was correct, anyone who wants to call me out on me missing the bullets, yes, I did miss out on the bullets, but that's because 7 damage and I take ringing ears. That's If we have a boss left, you can't really do that. During a boss, yes, but still though, as you just saw, 7 damage on fire is, you can do better with normal weapons. In fact, it tells you right here. That's why I was so adverse to firing, and even if I had bullets, as you saw, I'm not going to fire. Although sometimes it's worth it. It depends on the math, and how lucky you feel. Also, we have one reason, so here's hoping that I think I just fight the boss here. Yeah, I just fight the boss here. Let me just crawl through, just in case bad things happen. Hopefully, bad things don't happen. So he attacks, because this is going to be a stamina. No, minus all encounter. Well, we can trade off 4 stamina for 2 reason. We do also have the handcuffs, which I could, and our bonus item's really not a, like, it says 2 damage here, but I'm actually dealing 3. Now I'm curious, because either way, I guess we're going to find out. I'm going to keep an eye on how much damage I do while I go for handcuff tech. Okay, so we do 6 damage. So even though this says 2, we should be doing 2. We get actually 3 base damage, which I assume that's something to do with bonus items and on random item stats specifically. And just to say it another way, giving bonus items to characters have finicky rules for things. So again, this character has ammo stash because part of the gun perks. It's nice, but unless you get a better firing weapon, in my opinion, it's not worth it. So yeah, I think we're just gonna pick up strength here. Yeah, this is a strength weapon, and we can brace with it. So we didn't get CQC training, but the level up is still very much appreciated. That being said, we're still going to take Metamorphosis first and move on. Otherwise, we could have gotten really close. Like, Doom-wise, this run is looking really good. But as you can see here, we're taking Reason left, right, and center. So, Pain. We're on Herald as well. Oh, never mind. We're on Cthulhu. Sorry. Reason for Doom. But even then, my Doom is not that high yet. So, we'll find out. Funny enough, we'll trade Doom for Reason. Because we're in Metamorphosis, the boss does a bunch of damage to our stamina. And Reason, but you get the point. Here, though, we will trade off stamina. Didn't want to run into that, but we did use up all of our funds, so that was to be expected. I didn't mean to do that. Now we're here. I don't actually want to give up, so we'll take the Ancient Ring. It's Doom, but we're using a semi-auto. Also, we have Frostbite. I need to get rid of that before the boss here. Give in, because otherwise Insomnia is just as bad. It's actually still worse. And let's get rid of Frostbite. We'll take the painkillers as well. Might as well while we're there. But, yeah, 8 strength, we should be a lot better here. However, this encounter, on the other hand, is gonna be a bit wonky. So, we can do this, but our accuracy is not that great. Can we do this? I mean, can we do 2 strong? No. I saw it. We couldn't. So 7 didn't. Yeah, it's not looking good either way. We're just going to forget Void here. We can brace instead. I hope. No, we can't. I guess we'll gamble on 85%. If we miss one, so be it. We're flipping a coin, essentially. Trying to hit every single one of these. If we do, we have a way out with the Desperate Struggle in about 2 more turns, but we didn't. So we're just going to keep going until we hit 1 stamina. Oh my goodness. 85%, 50-50. We can trade off some stamina. It still results in me hoping that I hit a strong attack. We have 1 attack boost, 65%. Might as well go for it. We missed. Our odds aren't good here, by the way. 65%, is this real? 6, 9, yeah, so 65%. Well, this is the second mystery, so if I died there, we would have done another run. But now that we're going through this, as we get time skip, now our Doom is high for where we're at. Starting our 3rd mystery with 46% Doom. I'd preferably want to be about 42-40%, but sometimes that's not possible. And we'll take Soul Ring now. So we're going to be in a lot of pain, is what I'm trying to say. We do get CQC training, which is very nice. I'm just going to keep increasing strength, and we're just going to rest in our home for until we're topped off. And we cross our fingers and hope we don't die. I'm literally going to keep resting here. Overhealed, because I have less stamina, but it's still worth it. 1 extra stamina. It can make the difference, but as you can see here, we're taking all damage. Also, we have 2 knowledge, I just realized. So when we run into a certain ghost, I need to figure out how I'm going to do more damage. Again, firing here is not to my benefit. Yeah, we get 14 damage, but then we have to coin flip because we can't fit any accuracy increases. You would rather do this. This does 20 damage, and this does 14 damage. Do the math. That's why I don't like firing. But if you need a burst of damage, like if I wanted to brace, sure. But even then, actually no, even then. Let me repeat this, what I'm saying here. So, this isn't guaranteed, but I do 9 damage. This is still not guaranteed at a 75% chance, and I take Ringing Ears, and I have the rest of the mystery while I have Ringing Ears. If we don't get Ringing Ears still, the math there, I mean, I hope that shows something. That's why I don't fire, even though we have 10 bullets. If we could sell bullets, hey, it would be a lot better, but, no. So, we might as well roll the dice here, because we have a higher chance of doing a lot more damage than firing twice and missing twice, because 75 into 75. Or the chance of missing twice at 25% is not insubstantial to me. My strength. Funny enough, okay, if that did 6 damage, you would have swapped there. But because we have CQC training and the semi-auto being a fast strength weapon, it's a fast strength weapon. Let me emphasize that again. Yeah, sure. Also, yeah, I gotta remember that I am about to run into a ghost. So we're just gonna roll on the one-shot here. We can one-shot here. Let me just say it again. If I fire twice, I can't one-shot. I don't have a chance of one-shotting. Actually, I was supposed to attack boost, but it doesn't matter. I missed anyway. So for the funsies, we're gonna roll the dice here. And off we go. So, I think something I should have thought about was increasing my knowledge, but if I increased my knowledge, I wouldn't have been able to fit 5 attacks. In fact, we just keep running into enemies left, right, and center. We'll do attack strong. My mind is not doing math right now, so let's hope we at least hit both of those. And then we have a good chance of hitting at least 4 out of 5 of these. Please hit. Okay, good. It was not a great chance, but it was a good chance. Also, this village is at max threat level. I probably should have swapped by now, but it's too late. So literally back-to-back-to-back encounters, left, right, and center. Good for experience, but as you can see here in this ghost encounter, pain. I might have even want. Oh yeah, that's right. The army knife does a little. Yeah, I should have unequipped the semi-auto here. The reason why is because I probably no. You don't do more damage. I'm going crazy. Well, pain, I guess. Even if we brace pain. So we just sit here and take the pain. We probably take 6 all damage, if nothing else. So we might have to throw the semi-auto. I might have to even... Can we even dodge? No, we have 3 dexterity. We can't dodge. Even if we got rid of flashbacks, we wouldn't be able to dodge, because that would increase the time... Or that would make this action quicker by 16 time units. And as long as it's not under 100 time units to dodge... Dodge is such a worthless skill. Oh my goodness, man. And I guess we will throw the Ancient Ring. Maybe it does damage. Maybe it does. And that gets us out. Dodge is such a garbage action. It's been buffed, by the way, and Brace has been nerfed. That's how much... this is me. This is my subjective bias, by the way. But anywho. So we need to rest again, otherwise we will die. We might as well rest now, because we've already lost the Restless bonus. Our Doom is a very, very high, but ghost things, so... Also, the fact that we had boss mysteries back to back to back to back to back did not help us either. But hey. So we just go all out here. We just need to get as much damage as possible. With that, though, I can go for a... I might as well go for a dodge play, because I don't want to brace, because we're going to be able to deal enough damage anyway, unless I miss both of these attacks. So, yeah, at that time, I might as well do that. That way we don't lose any HP, and we have a chance of not losing any stamina in the same 2 turns it would have taken to brace into something else. Or just get hit and then desperate struggle. Either one of those. But anywho. Deft handling. Straight up. Discipline's nice, but deft handling. And let's see if we can do 6 attacks. We have 9 strength. If we can't do 6 attacks, then I would be really, really sad. But we're using the semi-auto, which scales on strength anyway, so yeah. Actually, you know what? We'll do Household Hell first. That way we can get stuck in the mansion later. We don't have Monument, so we cross our fingers and pray. I could check the History Club and maybe hope that I get the Gruesome Totem. I guess we might as well. Better to gamble than not at all. Although Book of Gore is useful as well. But we would have liked to have the monument. So, although it wouldn't be, I wouldn't say it's a bad idea to take Book of Gore there, even with Doom as high as it is. And if the Doom were any lower, you'd take Book of Gore there. Anywho. I mean, of the 3 or 4 curses I got in the whole run, I just accept that I'm going to get flashbacks. So Dexterity at 1, Knowledge at 2. We just retreat. Goodness gracious me. We can burn this, and yeah, if we get another Doom decrease, we are looking a lot better. Now watch me get flashbacks 3 times, that would be the day. It's happened before, but usually it's 2 flashbacks that I can count on. You shouldn't count on that, but things happen sometimes. So, we do need the Doom decrease. But a quick exit to the mystery helps out as well. You can still win where I'm at right now. If you're at where I'm at, you can still survive this run. But boy, do you need to really pay attention. So into Shiba's I go. And we hope for the best. I think we have less investigations on Shiba's. I haven't been counting, but let's just roll because why would I? Well, with that said, funny enough, we're gonna take double. No, yeah, double charisma, because even though if you fail the charisma check, you lose 2 reason anyway. So you might ask, Jordan, why didn't you just heal reason? The reason, figuratively, is because you might have more charisma checks, and you want to have a higher chance of passing charisma checks, even though that last one didn't really matter. So we take insomnia there. That's less reason loss overall. Oh, that's right. Keeping in mind that we also so Cthulhu as well is another smaller reason, where yeah, losing reason causes Doom to increase at a ratio. So if we can avoid losing reason, that's better than healing reason, but then losing it later, because that also hits my Doom because we're on Cthulhu. And that's it. I mean, if nothing else, we got pretty far, even though I thought I was going to be doing a lot worse in this run. So, yeah. Deft handling, 9 strength, this semi-auto, even though it's random item stats, yes, but I think this is a slower semi-auto, so you can do a lot of cool things. Even if we were only doing 3 damage, this would have been very, very good. We actually can survive this run, unless we get time skip. Okay, I was about to say, if you get time skip there, you die. Oh, we already have time skip, never mind. Well, hey, we'll take the experience, funny enough, so we can try and level up, but other than that, unless we have the light check, which we do, I do need to get my second encounter check right, which, funny enough, I forgot. So, we don't have the 6th floor, but yeah, if we fail the second encounter check, we die. That's all I need to say. So, light source, that increases our Doom as well, but we still have enough for the rest of this lighthouse, so long as I get the literally the second encounter check, which I did forget. So, here's hoping. Because there are no other ways to lose reason, which Cthulhu is my Doom. So, what did I even run into? I took television first. It could actually be the monkey. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the meat horror, because that I fought during Shiba's, which I took after Metamorphosis. I don't know what this enemy is, so I'm going to do a 50-50 here, and yeah, okay, good. I did fight something during television, and then I fought the boss. I kind of remember that because I was talking about running into the boss, but hey, 98% Doom. We had an extra 1% Doom to spare. But as we end this video here, again, if you want to see something specific, let me know. I'll at least think about it. Otherwise, I do have my own plan, still going through it, and hopefully I haven't skipped over any custom characters. Again, I'm basically playing them by the date they came out, according to the Discord server. Otherwise, I do look at the Steam page as well. But yeah, not going to take up much more of your time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!